Assalamu alaikum. What is flex layout? What is the difference between flex and grid layout? Answer: Flex layout is a flexible box layout that provides a more efficient way to layout, align, and distribute space among items in the container, even when their size is unknown. The difference between flex and grid layout are given below. Flex layout: it was designed for one-dimensional. Flexbox approach is primarily content. It is best suited to application components and small-scale layout. Grid layout: it was designed for two-dimensional. Grid approach is the layout first. It is designed for later scale layout that is not linear in design. Explain CSS position property. What are some difference between absolute position and relative position? CSS position primarily defines the position of an element in a document. This property works with the left, right, top, bottom, and the index. There are 5 values. The position properties such as static, relative, absolute, fixed, sticky. The sum difference between absolute position and relative position are given below. Absolute position: the element is positioned absolutely to its first positional parent. Absolute position moves an element from one document flow into another document flow. Relative position: the element is positioned relative to its normal position. Relative position moves an element to either left, right, top, or bottom area within a document. What is box model? What are the difference? What are different elements of a box model? A box model is a container that contains multiple properties including margin, padding, border, content. It is essentially a box that wraps around every HTML element. What is hover effect? What is the purpose of active class, or what is pseudo class? Hover is a effect when user hovers over an element, then the element responds with transition effect. The purpose of active class: the active class specializes and selects an element based on a state, the active state, and applies styles to an element when it matches that state. Pseudo class: a pseudo class is a selector which selects elements that are in a specific state. What are the different types of selector in CSS, or different between class selectors from IT selector? There are different types of selectors in CSS such as CSS element selector, IT selector, class selector, universal selector, group selector. Difference between class selector from IT selector. Class selector can be used to move more than one HTML element. ID selector is only used when one element on the page should have a particular style.